Welcome back.
What?
Back.
Dude.
That's
please,
your fault. No,
stop
that's your
doing
fault.
it when I'm supposed to be doing it. Damn, he's always doing that. Do it again. Come on.
Welcome back to yet
Another
Whiskey and Insurance podcast, guys.
I can't even say that.
He says that. He says that a lot.
I'm just gonna let you guys do it now on out, man.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
sit
even
there
part
and
of the
look cute.
podcast.
You sit there. And look, you know why you're not? You didn't. You freaking drank before we cheers.
Yeah, last
That's true.
episode.
Two
Might as well
episodes.
cancel the
No,
whole
that's
thing.
like 3 episodes ago. I don't even know.
Yeah. He's
Episode-
out.
It was episode 4.
So
Episode
2
4.
episodes ago.
All right,
Man, this is our 6th episode.
dude.
man.
Yeah.
Clap it up for that. You guys 6-0,
Hey,
baby.
and I do want to say, what we're gonna start rolling out. I talked to Luke about it, which we think is gonna be a good idea. Once we hit 1,000 subs
Yeah.
on YouTube, we're giving away 2 special bottles of
Oh
whiskey.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we and Luke talked about it the other day because we're at like what 600 subs now.
Oh wow.
600, 700 subs.
So now y'all
once we hit
having
1,000,
business meetings without me and everything like that.
this was literally on the phone.
how we doing it now?
yesterday. Literally on the phone yesterday.
wow. That's
We're
crazy.
we're sitting there talking and I was like, you know what? We should do 2 giveaways to 2 lucky winners.
Yep.
So-
I think the bottle's going to be like under 100, so 80.
It was like an $80 value. So if
Yeah.
you like good whiskey, I mean, it's going to be a good, nice bottle.
Absolutely.
But we're going to give away 2 $80 bottle values
yeah.
Absolutely.
to 2 lucky winners that are that are subscribing and following our Instagram or TikTok.
Yep.
You have to follow one of the others. You can't just be a sub. You have to at least follow one of our TikTok page or our Instagram page.
Yep.
Show that love everywhere.
Show
Put
that
that in
love.
the link. I'm
Everywhere.
sure it'll be in the
Absolutely.
link. You know what we could do? We could do one of those things where you say like, you know, right
Hey,
here.
tap right here.
We haven't done that yet. Hey,
tap right here.
but hey, you should do that though.
yeah,
For
no.
this episode, just boom.
Just
So
see
they
if you can.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Thank
but
you,
yeah.
Rods. Shout out to Rods.
Shout out
by,
Rods,
By the
man.
way,
Yeah.
shout out to the whiskey.
Shout out.
It
Oh,
came from
yeah.
Ooh, this is a
This
special
is
bottle
Rod's
from Rod's.
very own.
Yeah.
He said he loves this bottle when he makes old fashioned.
I'm excited to try
let's
it
do
out
it.
and see what.
You know, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
It's scaring me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got like a fuzzy top.
okay.
And it's called Toki.
Toki.
Because when we went to Cabo
Uh-huh.
on our trip,
Yeah.
me and Clark had too many sake shots.
And that's just
so
Japanese.
That's
right?
just
That's
it's like their
Japanese.
rice wine.
Yeah.
And you can do it hot or cold. But man,
They get you there.
oh yeah.
So
So I'm a little scared because it
Okay.
is Japanese. So a little bit about it. Here's what I'm gonna say. It's not like a crazy cool bottle.
Yeah.
Like no crazy story, right? You know, like last week we had the guys riding in on the skis,
yeah.
shooting people.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be anything like that, right?
saving the whole world.
Exactly. But what I will say, Toki in Japanese means time. Okay, so that's a bottle that spells Toki in Japanese.
So when you drink this bottle,
You get
you're
lost.
gonna lose time. One drink,
Yeah.
lost time.
You get lost in time.
You lose yourself.
Yes.
You may be in a whole nother city, for all I know. You may find yourself in Tokyo.
Yep.
Not quite.
Okay.
But close. It's a concept rich and meaning the world over. Okay. So, but particularly in Japan, where respect for tradition and reinnovation sparks a powerful creative energy inspired by interplay. So, I mean, obviously, when you go to Japan or China or any of that, like, it's so like electronically forward.
Have you been?
I have not, but I do have friends. I actually have 2 friends that are teachers in Japan.
Oh wow.
They speak or they teach English in Japan.
Yeah.
They've been there for 2 years, and they send me videos and stuff. It's so crazy. Like everyone rides around on mopeds. Like these cities down there are. It's literally like New York.
Yeah.
Just
But on steroids. I feel
literally
like.
because like their billboards are like 3D. So like I know you guys seen the videos, like the dragon comes out of the like
Yeah.
it's crazy. You know what I mean? They're just so forward. But Suntory Whiskey Toki brings together old and new. Okay, so this bottle is really built off aesthetics, right? So if you love anything about aesthetics, obviously the bottle itself very clean cut. Yeah, just a rectangle.
Show them the
right?
bottom.
Hold on.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get
So
boom?
Boom.
boom. So it's clean cut rectangle, but the aesthetic of it, the sign or the label is off centered,
Mm-hmm.
I see that.
and it goes over the side.
Yeah.
I see that.
So, and if you feel it, there's an indentation for the label.
For the label.
That is kind of nice.
Yep.
I like that.
So it's kind of an aesthetic type thing. Now, with this, it's a proud heritage and innovative spirit, created and blended Japanese whiskey that both groundbreaking and timeless.
Okay.
Okay.
Timeless.
Yep. Toki transports our audience to the modern streets of Tokyo in a modern version of Japan, where juxtaposition.
Can you read?
My mouth is dry.
You need some water.
Old and new highlights are creative. Old and new highlights are created. Okay. So it's a vivid dynamic, right? Like I said, it's not a super cool story, but it's a cool bottle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm kind of interested to see, honestly, how it takes, right? It's a 5th generation chef blended by Shinji Fukuo.
See, that's kind of cool though. I like 5th generation. I mean, think of that. Like I
Yeah.
think of like our business. You know, I would technically, 2nd generation
Right.
from my dad Scott. But
Right.
like 5 generations.
Yeah.
They've been just building whiskey.
Yeah.
And he
Kinda
just
cool.
continued.
That's a
it.
long
That's a
time.
long
Yeah.
time.
So-
We're talking a couple hundred years.
Yep.
So that's why they named it Toki, because of time.
Time. Got it.
So if you think about it, I mean, 5th generation, his what would that be? Great grandfather,
I don't
I
Yeah.
guess, something like that.
I don't know.
He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna pass this down. We're just gonna continue to do it."
We're gonna keep making
We're gonna
whiskey
keep
for
making
the
it.
rest of our life.
So that's pretty cool.
I like
It challenges the conventional hierarchy and roles between malt and grain whiskey. So we're gonna get a little bit of malt whiskey and a little bit of grain whiskey.
Oh wow, a little mixture.
A little mixture. So, with that being said, I mean, there's more on it that I will display, but should we pour up?
You know what to do. Let's do it.
Pour up, baby.
Let's do it.
I'm very eager to try this. Oh, it's so clear.
It's light. That's exactly what I was about to say.
I'm
This
very
is a really
curious to see
light
what
one.
this is gonna taste like because the color is almost looks like tequila.
Literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Tequila, absolutely.
I mean the liquid and everything.
Reposado.
Wow,
How's it smell?
Smells good. It smells good.
What's the proof on this? Because it smells strong.
The proof is 86. It's the least.
The leaf?
It
43%.
smells strong, but I tell you what, it's the least of one that we've done.
Yeah.
Now I don't have the flavors, but they do highly, highly, highly recommend making this into old fashions.
Okay.
They display that very clearly on their
Vanilla.
website.
Vanilla.
So it is a cheetah grain whiskey,
Okay.
CHITA, cheetah.
Okay.
Not as a base, but as an equal standing to the Hakushu malt whiskey. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but the select of Yamazaki malt adds a further depth and complexity to the vivid blend.
Okay.
Now, yeah, because I don't know what's in it.
Okay. Well, let's just blindly do it. Let's blindly taste.
Okay.
Let's go
You gonna
for
search
it.
it up? So like,
Yep.
there was a couple episodes ago. I was sitting over here on my phone trying to
Yeah.
find Remus. What was in Remus?
It was in. Yeah.
At Mackey.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
You found it?
Yeah, and I'm excited.
Okay. Well, you
Vanilla.
don't get the.
No.
You guess. You don't even get the.
I'm
guess.
just
I
I'm
smell
just
it.
letting you know, do not think American. You will not get anything right.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
This is
like-
unique.
Yeah.
This is gonna be unique.
I don't even want to.
Shout out to Rod.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He
Thank
threw
you,
a
Rod, for the
curveball in there.
recommendation.
Literally. Yeah, don't. No, don't.
All right, smell it. We smell it.
Yeah.
We got to cheers. Because if I broke that on episode 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
I won't let that go.
I'll head it. I'll head the
You heard
cheers.
it? Okay.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Whiskey for the souls, insurance for the wallets.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Not gonna lie,
That's pretty good.
I was not expecting that. I was expecting this to taste not good.
But it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Wow, I am
Not bad at all.
actually okay.
Now, I will say, I don't know any of the flavors.
I bet I do.
Okay, go.
I bet I'm gonna guess them.
Go.
Watch.
I'm watching.
Soy.
No.
Hey, don't go ahead.
Soy.
He was so confident, too. He was so confident. He was like, soy's in this mug.
I thought I had it, man. I thought I had it. Dang it. Dang it.
You gotta at least get one.
I'm struggling to get a flavor, but
You
I'm
can
telling
get a
you, it's
couple.
very smooth.
Yeah.
Oh my
very.
gosh. Like, and I don't get any bad aftertaste like
No.
the
Dude,
last
I don't
one.
know.
None
Yeah.
of that stuff.
Yeah.
Remus, I could really taste the vanilla. The first one, Horse Soldier, I could really taste the butterscotch. Once it was said, I thought it was honey, but this one,
I don't know, bro.
Come on. There's one that we've said
Okay,
every
it's
time,
honey.
but one. Yes.
He's helping. He's not supposed to help, and we're
I was
failing
helping
right
you with
now.
that one, but that's it. That's it.
What else? Like, give me some. No, don't, because that's helping.
Okay.
I mean, I will say there are 2 notes that are naturally grown from the ground.
Rice.
No, that was close. That was good. That wasn't close, but that was a good guess.
what do they grow in Japan? That's what I need to look up.
Think about
Seaweed.
close.
Wow, that is a good
Think
guess.
think more on that green line.
Fish.
You think they'd put fish in a whiskey?
I don't know. I mean, you're sitting there.
No, the green, like the color green.
I don't know, man.
It's a natural herb.
Give us the answer.
All right. So when you first drink it,
I'm irritated.
Because I
I'm
can't
irritated.
get any of these, man. Honey, I got
Damn
honey.
it.
when you first drink it, you're gonna get a strong note of basil, which is that is
That's
so
unique.
unique.
That's very unique. And
I
basil's
wouldn't have guessed that.
Basil is
I wouldn't-
Basil,
I
like if
wouldn't
you ever
guess
smelled
that.
basil,
yes,
you can
strong.
smell it, and I can't smell it out of it.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Green apple,
Okay.
honey,
Okay. Okay.
grapefruit,
Come on, man.
peppermint,
Peppermint.
and thyme.
Thyme.
I can't taste the peppermint.
It's got thyme. It's a bottle of thyme.
Time.
You see that?
It's aged like a fine wine.
Oh,
It gets better with it.
wow.
We can go on and on and on and on.
Yeah, I mean, we just start picking.
But we're not doing that. That's on the next episode, maybe.
Cool note.
Wow. It's
This-
smooth, though. I got to give this. Rods, thank you for this, man.
Yeah, this is
For real.
good.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Rods.
Shout
behind the
Rods
camera.
again.
Just, like,
Again.
point-
One day we're gonna put him on camera. He'll be a part of the episode.
Absolutely.
Just one day. But now he's the invisible man.
He's camera shy. He's
right
camera
now.
shy.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what he's about to do? He's going to say, next episode, you're having my ass.
Exactly. But no, cool thing. So we're talking about 5th generation, right?
Yeah.
This Toki Whiskey was founded in 1923.
Wow.
So 5th generation.
1920s, huh?
1923. I feel like it should only be like 3 generations.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
a long time.
But hey,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like it. Well, it was
cool.
it was nice. Let's do it. Well, you know what to
Very
do
nice.
next. Well, we gotta wait. We already told
Gotta
us.
rate.
We gotta rate.
We got to rate.
It's time to rate.
I'm going last.
Yes, you are.
yep,
I'm going
you go
last.
last because you got it.
I'll go.
Yeah,
you
go
can
for
go.
it. No, you do.
You sure?
Yeah,
Oh.
welcome.
All right. Perfect.
Welcome.
Back.
Back.
Welcome. All right. I think. Let me taste it one more time. I like it. It's smooth.
I'm sipping on this one way better
Yeah.
than the last one.
The last one. Yeah. This is smooth.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know. You like probably that. You said you loved the last one.
I did.
which is-
9-3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is really smooth. It goes down and it's different.
It is
I
different.
like
I like
that
different.
it's different. We're talking basil. We're talking
Green apple.
grapefruit,
First time that had
Grape-
grapefruit, green apple.
green apple. Like
And
this is
thyme.
different.
Yeah.
So it's a game changer. Not much of a story, but that's okay. Every
Yeah.
bottle's not gonna have a
Well,
story.
yeah, and that's why I'm kind of glad that Rod's brought this because we
Yeah.
were like bombarding
Yeah.
with so many
with
good stories.
stories and
I was
just
stories.
struggling
be
to
like
find one out there that's
Yeah.
gonna
I
top
know.
one of our stories.
It's just not going to be like that every
It's
time.
not going to be every
But
story.
that doesn't mean the whiskey isn't good. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting to. The whiskey, though,
Yeah.
it's good. I like it. It's smooth. You still taste some notes after you give the description that you gave.
Mm-hmm.
You can taste some things.
I'm really
So
tasting
for
the green
me-
apple now.
Yeah, that's what I did. After I hit it twice,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I taste the green apple. So for me, I would say I want to give it a 8. I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
I'll give it an 8. I like it.
If you want to try and get the nodes, you just kind of like
Please don't.
you like. Well, you gotta be able to
Don't
like
do that.
slurp it in your mouth a little bit.
I might pour a little bit
Try
more.
it.
No.
Try that. You'll be able to get it. I was struggling to get it before then, but then I was able to get it once I. You kind of like suck a little air in. The air pockets the oxygen, kind of gets it going for you in your mouth.
It is true. He is kind
No,
of.
I believe he's correct. I just swish it around. I just throw it back and forth.
But
Throw it-
I will
do it
say,
after.
I mean, are you guys able to do the? Are you guys able to taste each one of those? I mean,
Not each one. Not each.
I can
one,
do
no.
I do the basil,
the
green
grapefruit.
apple,
I
and the
can't.
grapefruit.
You get all those really. See, I struggle to get all those.
Yeah, I'm not getting that. I'm
Grapefruit's
getting
at the
the
end.
green apple and maybe the basil. I'm
Now,
getting the basil.
okay, so
You're up.
what did you end up rating?
8.
Okay, wow,
Solid 8.
that's higher than I thought you were gonna go.
Solid 8.
So I'm gonna go pretty high too,
Yeah.
like 7.5, 8
Okay.
Okay.
in that range because, and I normally am a big complainer when you can't get the
Notes.
notes and you can't get the flavors of the whiskey,
Right.
which this one is hard to find.
Yeah, I feel like it's just different. It's different though.
but it's so smooth.
so
Smooth.
So smooth.
It's very smooth.
And I think that's what makes it for me.
Absolutely.
The last one wasn't as smooth. It was a little bit more harsh.
Yep.
And I did not like that aftertaste. It was setting me off for whatever reason.
The nuts wasn't sitting right, huh?
Yeah, the nuts. Were right. But this one is very smooth, and I gotta give it a 7.5. So it's higher than the others. For
Yeah, it
me,
was.
Yeah.
Than my lows. And I will say, based on the smell, and based on my preconceived, head trash,
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be the lowest one.
I did too.
I did too.
I did too.
Because it's
Sorry,
not-
Rods. There's nothing against you, but
But I think that goes to show what us as consumers, we look at. It's
Yeah,
the bottle.
absolutely.
We look at the bottle, the design, and everything. And this is a clean cut, like you were describing earlier.
Yeah.
It's clean cut. It's really nothing to the bottle.
Nope.
And so when we look at that, it's like, what is
Right.
this?
Yeah.
But it's different. It hits
I gotta,
different.
I gotta give it to them.
Yeah.
They make a good whiskey.
Fifth generation.
Absolutely.
I will say, I think probably one of the coolest parts about it is the simplicity, but it's elegant too. Because like from like an artist standpoint, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like artists geek over this stuff. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
it's so simplistic, but like when you look at it, it's kind of cool just because it's literally a tiny bit off.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool design bottle.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, it's a very good whiskey.
Yeah.
I think they're doing something right over there at Toki.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it a 7.7.
Okay, so I'd say that's an average of, let's just call it 7.8.
7.8. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, let's toast it up one more time.
One more time. Whiskey for
Whiskey
the
for
soul,
soul,
insurance
insurance
for
for
the
the
wallet.
Good. That's a good whiskey.
very
I got
That green apple now, I taste.
You taste that,
I
huh?
taste-
that green
that's-
apple
that's
now.
the one that I
taste
get.
it. I love the green apple.
That's
now.
what I'll say. I get the green apple, but that's it.
Yeah.
I don't get the basil. I don't get
Really?
the grapefruit. I don't get any. Of
I
that
get
stuff.
I get the honey, the basil, and the green apple. Grapefruit's kind of gone away.
I smelled the honey.
Did you?
I thought it was vanilla
Yeah.
when I first smelled it, but I smelled the
A
honey.
little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's the only thing that's why I said honey
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, gang.
Well, you want to get into it?
Do
Yes,
it.
sir.
All right,
Let's
we
get
got
down
we
to
got
the
a
business.
cool we got a cool one today. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously, last week we talked a lot about rapid growth, right?
Yep.
This week we're going to talk about passion versus paycheck.
Y'all hear that?
Ooh.
Passion versus paycheck.
Okay.
And
This is a good topic.
it's a very good topic, and it's one of those things I think people take for granted.
Yeah.
Honestly, because like, and there's nothing wrong with chasing a bag.
No.
I mean, all of
No,
us
no,
here,
no.
all of us here at Paul, we chasing a bag. There's a reason why we're here. You know what I mean? But also, you have to have passion in order to chase the bag.
Yeah.
If you don't love what you do, you're not going to make the bag.
Correct.
That's just what's, it's not going to happen. You're not going to give enough effort to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to invest enough time.
Yeah.
And so I think passion's one of those things that's going to be the hierarchy in general. It's just got to be. It's got to be the overwhelming thing that's going to take over paychecks. So
I think I agree. I think it's important. I think that we have to understand that money is a tool.
Yep.
It's a tool that helps you get to where you need to go.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's a necessity.
Yeah.
we can't live life without money, right? Or monetary value. It just doesn't work like that.
Nope.
And so paycheck is a thing.
Yeah.
You
need it.
I'm not telling you to, just not be focused on the paycheck or the bag or just go do your passions and, because that's not life.
Right.
But I think there is a happy medium.
Absolutely.
That you have to have. I think your passion, when it comes to passion, you should break that down.
Absolutely.
Break your passion down in regards to maybe your values, right?
Yep.
If you're passionate about something, then your value should be attached to what you're passionate about.
Absolutely.
Right?
It goes a little bit into what we briefly spoke about last week,
Yep.
which was finding your why.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's where I'm going to take it
Yeah.
is your passion versus your paycheck. You're 100% correct. I mean, at the end of the day, everything costs money. This bottle of whiskey costs money. This glass costs money. The microphone.
Yep.
The monster that I always am drinking on set.
The room.
The room. Everything costs money. Bottle of water.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I had a professor in college, Rutgers University.
Shout out. Go
Shout
Birds.
out. Yep. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. But he would always come in. He would say, "Money, money, money makes the world go round." He was my econ professor.
Yeah.
Money, money, money.
That's a
And
song.
he would say that every class he'd walk in.
Yeah.
Loved this guy. He was awesome. He and I would always challenge each other too.
Yeah.
He loved to bring about debates and topics.
Yeah.
And so, I had one viewpoint, he had another viewpoint, but it was a very cordial, like he was one of, like in college, if you were like to go against the professor from a viewpoint, like they
Yeah.
want to screw you.
Oh
over.
yeah, they want to.
This guy loved challenges.
Good.
So he would always want me to speak up in class because
Good.
he felt one way, I felt another way from an economic perspective.
Which is totally fine.
And exactly, but he like wanted to breed that within the people.
Absolutely.
Like he admired that about me, which I admired that about him, that he was
Right.
willing to accept that
Yeah.
right in class.
Yeah.
And be wrong if he was.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't think he ever admitted that he was ever wrong.
Exactly.
And he's a very smart individual. He had
Yeah.
a PhD, everything. So went to Notre Dame, had a very successful career of teaching economics. And so I think from that perspective, I just think it was really cool that he would do that. But he would always come in and it stuck with me. And I've always taught that or tried to instill that with people is money, money, money makes the world go round.
Absolutely.
It's not an end all be all.
No.
Correct. And I was going to say that.
It's not an end all be all. But it's supposed to be a value part of that. So
correct.
passion versus paychecks, I go to the part of you need to find something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
It's got to fit and mold into your why.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the second part is it's got to be able to pay the bills.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I could
Absolutely.
sit here and say I'm passionate about watching sports, but
He's going to
if it's not paying the bills, man, you got to wake up.
Yeah.
I could be passionate about playing video games
Yeah.
all day, but if it's not paying the bills, you
Yeah.
got to wake up and,
Yeah.
and hit reality.
Absolutely.
So that's what I always tell people is all three of those things. It's truly
Yep.
a facet of all three of those things, and knowing
Yeah.
how to mold that into your everyday life.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I was going to say, because like, I've always, like, everybody's always told me, like, you're just too money driven. Like, all you think about is money. I was like, but at the end of the day, that's not really all that bad of an idea if you think about it. Like, yes, if money takes over your entire world
If you can
and it's and you
consume by it.
idolize it,
Yeah.
that's an issue.
Correct.
Yes.
But to be money driven,
Yeah.
everything in the world costs money, and it's just going to get more expensive.
Yep.
Simply,
Look at what it's doing now.
literally,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I mean we're living in a very high inflationary period.
It's ridiculous.
Gas is expensive.
$4.50.
Groceries are expensive. You're talking about premium. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Some cars need premium.
So, but no, I mean, for real, across the board, you're dealing with expensive things, and that's reality. Rent. We're going into a renter's nation.
Yep.
Literally.
You know, a lot of people I follow, you know, online, social media, from a real estate perspective, people can't afford to buy homes.
Nope.
Interest rates are continuing to climb. And those are challenges. That's reality.
Yep.
So
it's real life.
how do you combat that? How do you want to set yourself up, or your future self, or your future family up,
Right.
in a way to be able to fight that reality so that it doesn't become reality?
Absolutely. And I think that's the biggest thing, like, that I try to tell people, like, yeah, sure, whenever you are not consumed by money, but when you're money driven, at some point, then it becomes a thing where you can focus on passion, because money's not an issue.
There you go.
You know?
There you go.
And that's I think that's the goal.
Well, I'm very passionate about like travel and different things and experiences,
getting out,
and being able to do things like that. That all requires money.
All of it.
You want to be able to go to Florida, California, Colorado. I talked about Vail, Colorado last week, and the whiskey that we had. All that stuff is costing money.
Yep.
And so I think from a people perspective, they always say, well, you got to be able to chase your passion, and you got to be able to do all this different stuff, and blah, 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 blah. It's great, but you've got to be able to pay the bills.
You got to come to reality. Yeah.
And you have to. I think you guys are saying hitting the nail on the head. I think that at times it's okay. It's okay to realign, right?
Right.
Your passions.
Absolutely.
In order to get, you know, to the paycheck. You know, so maybe it's something, maybe you're working on your passion here, but guess what? There's no monetary value there for you. Like Luke was alluding to earlier. You got to still wake up and pay the bills. The lights got to be on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's okay to realign those passions and those thoughts and ideas that you once had to make sure that you can eat, your family can eat, and you can live a life that you want to live.
Absolutely.
So again, it goes back to money being a tool.
Right.
Going back to what you said earlier, do not get consumed with it.
Yeah.
Right? It's just an object,
It's an
right?
object.
It's a tool that we use to navigate.
Absolutely.
But it does, like your professor said, it makes the world go round, excuse me.
Sure does.
And so it's something that's very serious. And so a lot of people deal with this. You think about it, man. Like it's a lot of people that are dealing with this, you know, passion versus paycheck. It's a lot of people that are in the world today just thinking about this, or what should I do? I don't know what to do next. I really love what I'm doing, but I'm not making an adequate amount of money that I need to make.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's a lot of people out there that are just like stuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it is people get so consumed with the passion portion, because it can go either way. You can consume with money, or consume with
your
passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think a lot of people think that, like, oh, if I'm in the right job, I'm never gonna be mad.
Yeah.
That's not true
Not at all.
at all.
You're
I
gonna have-
love what I do, and there are days I literally don't want to do it.
Correct.
It's happened to all of us.
Absolutely.
It happens every year. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Absolutely.
And there's days that you wake up and you're like, damn, why do I still work? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like one of those things that, like,
Yeah.
every job is going to have setbacks.
Yeah.
You are not going to like some days.
Yeah.
You're not going to like certain aspects.
Yeah.
But that's a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what passion is.
Yeah.
Because whenever you don't like it, then you resort back to your passion. You understand why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And one thing that Luke hit on earlier that he didn't get to elaborate on, he started talking about it, was the why.
Yep.
You know, passion to me, it goes back, it equates to the why. You know what I'm saying? Why do you get up? And that's something that we talk about our agents every single, once they get here, once they're hired on, that's one of the first meetings that we have.
Why do you get up every day?
Why do you get up? What's your purpose?
Yep.
What are you doing this for? Why do you want to make a lot of money?
Literally.
Why do you want to make this amount of money?
Right.
What do you want to take care of your family when you become a certain, you know, age? Do you want to buy them a lake house? Do you want to buy a car? What's driving you?
Yep.
You know? Because usually, again, your passions are attached to your why. So we try to dissect that and bring it to light, so that it can motivate you to get to where you need to go.
Yeah. And honestly, like, if you don't want to make a lot of money, that's fine. Whatever the amount of money you want to
Absolutely.
make,
That's what people are passionate about. Like,
literally.
you know, there's people who are more passionate about giving back and teaching.
Absolutely.
My wife, shout out to her. She was a teacher for middle school science.
Yeah, shout out Riley.
I mean, that's a very, from a monetary perspective, teachers get paid, in my opinion, pennies, what they should get
Yes,
paid.
absolutely.
And they're literally responsible for the future
Yep.
of our kids, the future of our country.
Literally. Literally.
And they don't get enough credit. So, I think that's another thing. It's a very thankless. I consider it a thankless job because of the amount of crap that teachers have to put up to.
Man.
Society. You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
teaching
like,
is just the
disrespectful
bare minimum.
kids.
Yep.
You've got, the kids are always right now.
Yep.
The teachers are always wrong.
Yep.
That's what the parents at least say.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're not willing to hold their kids accountable.
Yep.
And then, oh, by the way, we're only going to give you this a little bit amount of money to do
Right.
this thankless job to deal with our kids.
Yep.
I don't know. There's something about that just
Agreed.
rubs me the
No,
wrong
I
way.
completely agree.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that
But they know
Yep.
that they are literally the reason why I think a lot of teachers do what they do is because
Passion.
they are passionate about
Yep.
Absolutely.
wanting to make an impact on the future
Absolutely.
education of kids' lives.
absolutely
It's a sacrifice.
it is.
It's a sacrifice, and I agree with everything that you just said. I mean, literally, teachers know what the standard, salary is for a teacher. We know that.
Yep.
Yep.
So they're not going in here like, oh, I'm about to get to the bag and I'm about to make a lot of money. That's just not the reality of it.
They have different passions.
Correct.
wanna
They
help children.
really want to help, and guess what? Nothing is wrong with that.
No, that's
If
awesome.
you lead with that, you lead with your passion, and you're okay with what's coming out of there. Maybe that's enough money for you.
Literally.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
You lead with passion and you handle it that way.
Absolutely.
But whatever it is, it has to be aligned with what's inside of you,
Absolutely.
right?
The why.
Yeah, the why. It has to be aligned with that, because if it's not, then you're just all off.
Yeah.
You're all off.
And I will be the first to say whys are constantly changing for the most part.
It should be.
Should
It
be.
should be.
Yeah. Because people come in your life, they leave your life. Things come in your life, they leave your life. Family changes up on you. I mean that
You hit certain goals.
man.
You need
absolutely.
to change your goals.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When you hit a threshold,
Yeah.
Don't be content.
yeah.
because
Exactly.
Content, in my opinion, brings complacency, and complacency, I don't think, is what everybody wants for themselves. They should always want to push or strive for more, because, in my opinion, that was just the motto that I lived by. No matter whatever peak that you hit in society, whether it's sports, whether it's a certain level of income,
yeah.
whatever it is, you always should want to strive for more.
Yeah.
Within reason, right? You want to be happy with what you've accomplished. You want to recognize what you've accomplished. But in my opinion, you should also want to strive for more,
Absolutely.
because it
yeah.
pushes you to not want to just become complacent. And I think complacency breeds a lack of success.
Absolutely.
It does.
Down the line, it 100% will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that when you stop learning and stop growing, you literally, and I'm saying this in an abstract way, but you literally are dead. When you stop learning and growing and trying to learn something that's new and trying to just do things different or reach a new goal or mountaintop or whatever, it goes nowhere. When you stop that, everything else stops.
Yeah.
You might as well just pack it up and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that I've talked with certain business leaders in the community is whenever your business stops growing,
Yeah.
like from doesn't matter, 10% growth, 20% growth, 30% growth, doesn't matter. If it's not growing, your business is dying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you said an abstract way of dead,
I mean, it's
that's
true.
100% where my mind goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely factual.
With other successful business leaders, if you have a business that stops growing, your business is dying.
Yep. I mean, it's just like you're on the, say for instance, you're a doctor and you're on the operation table, right? And you're a heart doctor, right? Cardiologist. And you're working, you're getting the, how it goes, the ups and downs and ups and downs. Guess what? When that thing goes, what is that? They're dead. It's over. No more life.
Yep.
And so that's the same when the doctor can't get it right and the this tube is not connecting with this tube or whatever.
Right.
Life stops.
Yep.
But again, when you get it right, when you continue to educate yourself and the new paths to take and etc., have life again.
I'm gonna switch up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go outside of work.
Okay.
Okay. Describe to me
Yeah.
some of your passions or interest outside of work that fuel you every day to continue to do what you love to do. Obviously, that goes equal with paychecks, right?
Yep.
But describe, and honestly, there's a little bit so they can know a little bit about us, what we'd like to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
You want to lead that one?
Yeah, absolutely. I think family is very important. That's a passion of mine outside of work. Family is everything to me.
Yep.
And so being able to give back to my family, being able to be the person that's they're able to call on for whatever they need or advice. It could be advice, not monetary value, but just advice. If they just need me for anything, I'm there.
yeah, because you got a big family, don't you?
I do. I'm the youngest out of nine kids, 9 siblings. So a huge family. And so just being that guy and also being able to just give back to them, whatever they need, I'm able to do. And I've been blessed, but that goes along with the paycheck as well.
Absolutely.
There was a time in my life when I wasn't able to do that. Right. But now I am. And so that's really blessed. That's a blessing.
So I'm gonna piggyback off that for you.
Yeah.
How does it feel being the youngest?
Yeah.
Like passion wise.
Yeah.
How has that inspired you
Yeah.
to do better at work or just in life in general?
Yeah. I think that for me, man, being the youngest, it really, as the youngest, you were always, you getting, they punk you, if you're the younger, any younger siblings out there, the youngest.
I'm the youngest too, so I get it. We all three are.
So you get punked a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And so that's how I grew up. It made me tough. It made me tough, and it made me always want to be better than them.
Yep.
Whether it's in a good way or a bad way, but it fueled me.
Absolutely.
It fueled me to be better or to just do more than what they did. So I can show them I'm younger than you, but I did this better than you.
Exactly.
And so that always fueled me throughout my life. So I think that was a big driving factor for me. And
Absolutely.
eventually I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And I became, like I alluded to earlier, just the person that they can go to, even though I'm the youngest. But they trusted in me. They trusted in my opinion.
Yep.
They trusted in my thoughts, and so I think it turned into that eventually.
For sure.
You've got a really cool story, and I'm not saying you need to share it on this, but you do have a really cool story.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
the things that you've overcome in your life.
Yeah.
And I think that just for you wanting to give back to your family,
Yeah.
whether it's just advice, you said not even a money perspective, just being able to be there for them, being the youngest sibling. One, it probably is a tough pill for any of your siblings to come to you for advice just because you are the youngest. But two, at the same time, it's probably really cool for them to see the youngest sibling be as successful as you've been because they have somewhat in a part of that because they were with you growing up, right? So I think it's probably really cool for them to see that. So and once again, I'm not saying you need to share your story. If you know Mark, and you see him, you should ask him about his story.
Yeah.
And let alone now being a father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's another thing, man.
Little baby Rocky.
Yeah, I'm a father, man. And she fuels me. She gets me up every single day.
Absolutely.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
I was going to say for me, was kids, my family, my wife. That's a big thing for me. I want to leave a legacy.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. My dad preaches on that.
And you don't really wrap your mind around that until you have kids.
For sure.
And when you hold your baby boy or your baby girl for the first time,
It's different.
It's different.
it hits you. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm 100% responsible for this little thing.
For sure.
And they're so innocent, and they need when you do that and you're responsible for a little girl or a little boy, they are 100% dependent upon you.
Yeah.
They are at that
Absolutely.
age. They still are. I mean, my son's 2 years old, and you've got Rocky, who's what, 2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
They still need our help, but it's cool because they kind of become this little human where they can survive on their own a little bit, but not 100% on their own.
Right.
But you have this lasting imprintation of what they're going to be able to be when they grow up.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I want to be able to give them things that a lot of people, from society or from what my own experiences have been with my own family,
Yeah.
I want to be able to give them things that isn't normal.
Yep.
I want to be able to give them the best education. I want to be able to leave a legacy from a perspective of like, hey, this is why family's important. This is why you should respect your parents.
Absolutely.
This is why, you should be able to respect your grandparents. All these different things throughout your, family aspect. And, from think of heirlooms.
Yeah.
Like this is why this heirlooms, this was passed down from my dad's dad.
Absolutely.
Generation.
Like those things. I'm a very family aspect of person.
Yep.
And so, when you hit on family, like family for me means a lot.
Yep.
Respect, loyalty,
Yep.
being there through it all,
Yeah.
ups and downs.
Absolutely.
No matter what, because you're gonna piss family off.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
always
You're
gonna
gonna
happen.
have siblings that you'll be mad about.
Oh, what's gonna happen?
You'll be mad at your parents for a time or
sure.
two.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, your family is family.
Absolutely.
You
We always go
from
back.
yeah, 100%.
Yep.
And so I think from that aspect, I want to instill that into my kids
For sure.
because those are the people at the end of the day, they're there for you.
Facts.
Something bad happens,
Yep.
health, money,
Yep.
you name it. Who's the one there?
Family.
Exactly.
Is it friends or
Family.
is it family?
Yep.
Family.
And that's a reality, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so some people, I want to be able to instill those principles
Absolutely.
into my kids. So that's what I'm passionate about. That and then I like to play golf.
Golf. Yeah.
That's very therapeutic for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, yeah. I mean, I'm a little different because obviously I don't have a wife. I don't have kids.
Yeah.
But I would still say family.
Yeah.
But it's a different aspect because my brother, I'm the youngest of four, right? And my brother's in North Carolina, sister's in California, me and my brother here. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like just knowing they are only one call away is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like my brother, we were trying to go down to North Carolina for Thanksgiving this year. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to flown on Thanksgiving or on the day before. Stupid expensive, right? And I was like, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I can do it this year, you know? And he's like, no, it's fine. I'll pay for it. You pay me back overtime. It's stuff like that. You know, like family's always gonna be there, right? And like knowing the biggest thing for me is like in his voice when he said that, it was one of those things that was like, and keep in mind, I don't know if you watch others, he's the one that didn't want me to do this job. you know?
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like you were gonna argue, you're gonna fight. Like we were in a screaming match during that time.
Yeah.
But we still love each other. You know what I mean? And so he has a new girlfriend, right? And her whole family was coming. So it was one of those voices where it was like, need you.
I want you.
He didn't say that because
I
like,
need
I
you.
need my family.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so I was like, all right, yeah, I'll be there. For sure.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
And
it was
you're
one-
and you're willing to sacrifice to be there.
absolutely
too.
right. Like this is during open enrollment. You know what I mean? Like I'm only taking a couple of days off, but it's like I'm sacrificing because it's family.
Yeah.
You have to. You know, it's one of those things. Like going back though, like what I'm passionate about is helping my parents retire.
Man.
Like my dad, love that freaking guy. He does everything. And everyone's always said I'm a spitting image of my dad. We walk the same, we talk the same. You know what I mean? It's just like that, right? And he grew me up. He was my head baseball coach since I was 7 all the way up until I went to high school. So like he built me to the man I was today. I played college for him. Like, and it wasn't even like I played college for myself, but it was one of those things. It was like, I'm doing this for you. You know what I mean? Like you spend all that time, all the money to invest in me. I'm gonna invest it back.
I want to pay it back.
Yeah. And so like it's one of those things, not having a wife right now, my main focus, helping them. Right. And
Yeah, what I was gonna add, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But what I was gonna add to that I had a girlfriend that I was serious about when I got involved in this business. I was 18. I had just we would have been going into college, so we were dating.
Right.
Just at the beginning of our relationship.
Right.
So I was serious. I knew I had a future with this person, but I already had goals where I was already thinking about my future family, which is like you're in a position, even though you may not have a girlfriend or you're on the on the search of a girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
I always tell people is you still want to think about your future family. What do
Absolutely.
you want to when you're 30
Absolutely.
years old and you found that person and you wanted to start having a family?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a head start and start on what you would want to provide that future family now,
Absolutely.
or do you want to actually get hit with that when you finally turn 30 and it's sitting there in front of your face like, shit, what happened the last 8 years?
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was trying to tell people, like, even though you don't have it now,
Yep.
it's going to come in the future, more than likely. I mean, we're people, and people tend to find other people that they want to spend the rest of their lives with.
Absolutely.
At some point in time in their first
It's
35 years of their life.
It's gonna happen.
And then the next thing after that is, hey, we probably should, do you want to have kids?
Yeah.
So then you go into having kids.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? So it's like all those things are, even though that you're still young, it's coming in your life. And so I love the fact that we get to be able to bring.
Yeah.
We talk about passion and paychecks. We get to bring young people into an industry
Absolutely.
that, in my opinion, wasn't very young to begin with.
Right.
It's gotten younger over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But our business specifically is very young from an age perspective, an agent perspective.
Yeah.
And we're able to give something to you guys, or give you guys a pathway of success for the future, so that when you are 30, 35 years old, and we've talked about residual income on previous episodes, and the value of residual income, but you guys are building something where if you wanted to go take off for a 3-week, 4-week long vacation, guess what? You don't have to continue to make sales where you're on your,
get paid.
You still get paid because of residual income of what you've been building.
Absolutely.
And that is so cool. Yeah. So people that are in insurance, you guys understand that value because you're an insurance agent, probably because of residual income.
Yeah.
The second thing is, if you're curious about residual income and you want to look at potentially insurance, not saying you have to come here at Apollo, but you just have questions for us,
Absolutely.
us three, or even Rod's behind the camera, who's also an insurance agent.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Ask us questions. That's what we're here for, is to help you make decisions for your future self, or whether or not this is something that you want to do. Mind you, we talked on a future episode how hard it was. Your first 24 months, you need to be ready for the hardships of being an
It's
insurance
never
agent.
easy.
And then the third part of that is, if you are curious about wanting to have a career in this and you want to come work with Apollo,
Absolutely. Reach out.
Please.
Another
Please. We're always hiring.
Yeah. We would love to have you.
Absolutely.
Hyper growth from our last episode. We've been a hyper growth company, so we need more people.
Absolutely.
That's a reality.
Absolutely.
So
and so honestly, like, that's the biggest thing. My dad's always harped on, like you said. I just lost my train of thought. But
I do that a lot. I'm like a squirrel.
It's okay. We're on it.
So,
But anyways, he was always leave a legacy. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He always wants to leave a legacy,
Yeah.
And my thing with him is like, I would love that.
Yeah.
I want that. But his legacy that he wants to leave is monetary. And I'm like, Dad, you're already leaving a good enough legacy. You don't need to leave the monetary. I want you to live the best life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Promise.
Exactly.
We're all brother's a doctor. Sister does hair and makeup for the Emmys and the AMAs. My brother's a cybersecurity salesman.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
I work here. Like, we're all fine. We all have good jobs. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things I'm very grateful to be able
shout
to
out to the Bufords.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
good golly,
Absolutely.
It sounds like your dad and mom created some good
beasts.
kids.
See, and that's the craziest part. I'm not going to go too much into it, but like, my oldest brother and sister are technically half siblings. And like, being able, my dad came into their life. Brother was 1, sister, brother was 2, sister was 6 months old. So they always call him dad. You know, their actual dad wasn't really in the picture, right? And him just willingly, passionately being able to take that. Like, the first night they met was at a wedding. My dad literally took my brother in his arms and danced with my mom while he was in his arms.
I love that.
So it's like passion. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. He's such a literal family-loving dude. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Another thing, I think that's super cool, man. I think another thing that Luke and I alluded to earlier, was, family, kids, wives. I think we have to take time out to appreciate the people that give us the opportunity to pursue, right? Our passion or to pursue our paycheck, right? Yeah. Because we're pursuing the bag, we're pursuing our passion, which is helping people. That's my passion. I love helping, along with the other things that I listed. But it does take sacrifice from other people and from family, right? To make sure stuff is done at home and to make sure, schedules are great and things like that. So, I mean, you have to make sure you thank the people that help you pursue your passions.
I couldn't do what I,
paychecks.
luckily I'm fortunate enough to where my wife can now stay at home. I said on a previous episode that she was a teacher.
Right.
I think it was on the last episode. But yeah, no, she was a teacher, and so now she's fortunate enough to stay at home with our 2 kids, which we're very fortunate from that, especially with today's society.
Absolutely,
there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens.
Yep.
But I mean, it's a very similar situation. You're able to count on people that can watch Rocky and be involved in Rocky's life, and I think it's a very important piece.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I definitely could not do anything of what I do today.
Yeah.
Without my wife.
Shout out to the families at Apollo.
Absolutely. I would agree.
Because it requires a lot of hours.
I mean, I was gonna say we work.
Passion. I'm very passionate about my job. Very passionate for my clients. Very passionate for the people that work at Apollo.
Yep.
But that requires a lot of time.
Yep.
And so when you've got to invest time, that time's got to come from somewhere. And sometimes, unfortunately, I have to sacrifice family time.
Correct.
Yep. I was gonna say because our previous one of them, when we're talking about 1099, we don't ever truly stop working. Phone's always gonna ring.
Oh yeah. I can't tell you how many calls I've taken, at 9 o'clock from a current leader or an employee or an agent.
Right.
And I've had conversations late.
Yeah.
just because that's what was needed.
I want to be. It just has to be
people
done.
Call you, you want to be able to answer, or a client call.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's reality. But back to this whiskey. Good whiskey.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good topics.
Yes.
And if you have questions, you have a whiskey that you would like for us to try out, Rodner, once again, thank you for the whiskey on this one.
Yes.
And I was pleasantly surprised. Did not expect this. So if you guys want to try out a unique whiskey that's got some unique flavoring, good,
absolutely,
it has some smoothness to this, check out Toki.
Absolutely.
Which means time.
Absolutely.
And that, with it saying time, our time's up.
It's over, Rich.
Last thing.
Let's do this last.
Don't forget about the bottle giveaway.
Yeah.
Yep.
1,000K or
1,000. Now 1,000K.
1K subs. You have to follow on YouTube or sub on YouTube, and also follow on TikTok or Instagram.
Yep.
You'll be entered in a giveaway. It's good whiskey.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate all the support so far.
Absolutely.
So seriously, thank you so much.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. Whiskey for the souls.
Insurance for the wallets.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
We out, baby.